Hello out there. Hey, we got 2 people already. Cool. How's everybody doing on this wonderful Monday night? I'm exhausted. Good to see we got somebody here at least. Hey, what's going on? 570 Experience. How you doing? Four people. Okay, cool. Hey, thanks. How's it going, Fix? Stuff. Thanks for being here, you guys. John Paul, hey, what's going on, man? How are you doing? How are things way up there? 570 Experience is going to work. I've been at work all day, so I got home and had dinner, and now I'm doing this. I'm on my own this week. I have the house to myself. Girlfriend is in Oregon seeing her son, so I'm throwing a kegger. Everybody's invited. If you're a subscriber, it's free. If you're not, it's $5 a head for the beer. You just got a Scat Pack on Wednesday? Awesome. It's an exciting time when you first get. It's exciting time even after you've had it for a really long time. They're great cars and they're so much fun. But that those first few days is pretty damn exciting. Thanks, John Paul. I thought that badge looked a lot better than the old, especially in the condition the old one was in. But I liked it better anyway, just even if they were both in good condition. So 570 Experience says you're in a video of his about Social Blade, not poking fun at anyone, just showing people who didn't know views get paid, not subs. That's totally true. Subs don't mean a whole lot. I mean, it gives you the potential for more views because people, will see that you have a video up. But I've had some of my videos get very few views, even though I've got a few subscribers, and some of them have tremendous amounts of views that are many, 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 many times more than my subscribers are. So it's all about views. The running cat says his wife's in New Jersey until Thursday. Let's party. All right. There's nothing to do out here in Nebraska, I'll tell you that. All this time to myself, pocket full of cash, and nothing to do but hang around the house. So, what's up, Novitaz? How you doing, man? Good to see you here. Sean Egan, hello. I think I have an email from you earlier. I got to go back over that. I got a bunch of emails today, and I haven't had a chance to read all of them. We got a few people. Cool. How's everybody doing? Everybody happy with the results of the big game yesterday, or unhappy, or do you care? I didn't care. I didn't even watch it. I was on Facebook and stuff, so I kind of knew what was going on from what other people were saying, but I didn't watch any of it. John Paul asks, do you have any car guys that you hang out with? I got one guy, William Jaminer, which he comes in here. So he's been in a couple of the live chats. He's pretty cool. But really no one around here other than that. Next mod to my 392, man. I don't know. I think I'm going to do the either mid-muffler delete or some other mufflers on it. Maybe, possibly next weekend. We'll see. What's up, Shaka252? How you doing? Thanks for coming in here, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Great channel he has there, guys. If you don't know about him, go check out Shaka252 and check out Novitaz and the 570 Experience. And I think Sean Egan's got a channel thing going on. Who else in here has channels? Sean says YouTube needs a little 6-speed Scat Pack content. Yeah. His YouTube channel is ET Racing. Okay. Some stuff that I might like. Cool. Yeah. I love the 6-speeds and I love the Challengers and love the Scat Packs. And I love all the Mopars and I love Mustangs and Camaros are pretty cool too. And yeah, I'm not, I like it all. Shaka says you're doing good. That's good. Good to know. Good to hear. I hope everybody's doing well. What do you do after the Super Bowl's over? There's nothing left to watch. I haven't been watching the NFL for a couple of years anyway, but I remember in past years, once the football season was over, it's like, oh, what am I going to do now? So 570 Experience is almost at 1,000 subscribers. Cool. That's hard to get, man. That first 1,000 was tough. And when they first announced that you had to have 1,000, like last December or January or whatever that was, I only had like 760 or something like that, or 800. I don't know. So I was in a full-on panic trying to get those subscribers. I managed to get it before the deadline, so I kept my monetization, which was nice. Yeah, Sean, if you start with the mid-muffler delete, you can always change it or go back or do something else or whatever. So yeah, and it's cheap, and yeah, you're probably right. Shaka says he only watches YouTube videos. That's pretty much me, man. I watch YouTube videos and a little bit of Netflix. I just watched the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix. I highly recommend that if anybody hasn't seen that yet. What a weird dude. Smart guy, but a maniac, and just really weird, really fascinating little series they did there. Steve says he's going to wait for baseball. Yeah, a long time ago, I used to wait for the NASCAR season, but that's gotten so boring these days. A whole bunch of identical cars going around in a circle. The personalities are all gone, and I don't know, they just kind of ruined it. I can't even stand to watch it anymore. So the Running Cow says it's a skating rink on the roads in Minnesota. I bet. You guys had some really low temperatures up there, didn't you? Yeah, the Challenger and you were getting antsy. Yeah, you got to get out there. Novitaz says he was in a panic too during that time when they announced that you had to have the 1,000 subscriber thing. That really sucked because I was working so hard to getting this thing rolling, and it was starting to roll just a little bit, and then all of a sudden I get online one day and there's this announcement and it was like, oh, it was like someone punching you in the gut. But 570 Experience is a hockey fan. Yeah, I used to be. I still like hockey. I'm in Nebraska now, so I don't get to see anything, but when I lived in Colorado Springs, we were Colorado Avalanche fans and went up to a few games. I used to work for Coors and Miller distributorship, so I got a lot of free tickets and stuff like that. So we would go check out the Avalanche once in a while. It's fun, a lot of fun. Yeah, NASCAR way back in the old days was a cool sport, but nowadays it's really, those cars have absolutely nothing to do with stock cars, and it's just, I don't know. It's just generic, homogenized, nothing anymore. So Sean says he's pretty much done with regular TV as well. That's really becoming a thing. I have internet, and I pay for really good internet, and I have Netflix and YouTube and whatever else I come across. We don't even pay for satellite or cable or anything anymore. We stopped because it was just never watched it. It was like, why? It seemed like a dumb thing to be wasting money on. So 570 Experience is thanking everyone who subbed to his channel. Everybody make sure we're all subbed to each other's channels and check out each other's channels if you haven't already. Yeah, check out Sean's ET Racing and 570 Experience, Novitaz, Shaka 252. All those are great channels. definitely worth checking out. I'm freezing in here. I'm in my kitchen right now. I have the house to myself, so I'm doing the live stream from the kitchen instead of the spare bedroom, one of the spare bedrooms. I'm drinking my unhealthy diet Pepsi. Stuff's probably going to kill me one of these days. It's really my only vice, though. I don't really do anything else. Don't drink really about once in a great while. A couple of drinks every several months. Don't really do any drugs, except for, well, never mind. But it's not a drug. Have a good night at work, man. See you later, 570 Experience. Coke is better. I like both. I'm not really picky. Kind of like with cars. I drink Coke or Pepsi. I usually buy whichever one is on sale that week. At the grocery store I work at, we usually they alternate weeks where they're on sale. So the old Coke Pepsi debate. We could discuss that. Who's old enough to remember when they came out with new Coke? Anybody old enough for that besides me? Because Pepsi was starting to kind of kick their ass, and they decided that they needed to put out a new product that basically tasted like Pepsi. So they got rid of the regular Coke that we have now and the classic Coke that they had always had, and they got this stuff called New Coke. It tasted just like Pepsi. And everybody was up in arms like, hey, if we wanted a Pepsi, we'd go buy a Pepsi, So they brought back classic Coca-Cola Classic after that, and it was a big thing. It was big news at the time. It was quite the controversy. Some people say they did it on purpose to get publicity back to their product, but I don't think they would be that crazy because it was a huge deal. You worked for Coke for 40 years. Dang. I worked for a Pepsi distributorship for one summer when I was like 18 or something, or 19. Just working in the warehouse at this horrible job. Is that what Greg was talking about? I watched a little bit of his live stream from, was it last night, I guess? Or I watched a little bit of the replay. And he was mentioning that there was some drama and somebody was mad at him or something. I didn't know. I kind of thought maybe, but I wasn't sure. So there's always some kind of drama between somebody. Thank you, Sean. A small donation to your exhaust. Can't wait to hear it. Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate that. That is so cool. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. $10 for Sean Egan. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I will definitely be letting you guys hear it when I do it. I'm thinking about trying to set something, well, possibly next weekend, because I got to go, if I can set something up with somebody to do it, because I got to go to Omaha and stuff anyways. Or I may take President's Day off because my girlfriend has that day off. She works for the city. So I'm thinking about taking that day off. And if I can plan, that's 2 weeks from today. I think I might be able to see if I can get an appointment somewhere or something to have it done. So thank you, Sean Egan. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. There's always drama on YouTube. It's weird, It's just, it makes it interesting, though, for sure, because there's always something going on between somebody. And I think a lot of people say, oh, I hate drama. I don't want drama. But I think secretly everybody kind of likes it. Shyster, hello from Michigan. Hello, Michigan. Colder than hell up there, I suppose. Sean says if he lets his Challenger sit for more than 5 days, it won't start. It needs a jump. Do you get a warranty replacement? You should get a. I would complain about that. You must have a bad battery. It's probably been sitting around the factory for God knows how long. I had mine run down once, and I think I know why I did it. And it's never done it again. And I've let the car sit for, I think, a week a couple times in the cold weather, and it started right back up. So there was just the one time, and I think it was because that Uconnect screen, the whole thing kept trying to update, and it kept failing, and it wouldn't stop trying. And I think that's what killed the battery. That's right, Sean. You were saying that you and Tall Guy Car Reviews go to the same shop in Minnesota. Mango 392, what's up? I didn't replace my battery. I just once I jumped the car and the battery charged back up, it's been fine ever since. I was waiting for it to do it again, and I was going to complain, but it's been fine ever since. So I've heard that the batteries that they put in them are not the best batteries. I forget what company makes them, but several people told me that they're not very high quality batteries, and that they could have possibly been sitting on a shelf or whatever in a box somewhere, waiting to be used for. It could be really like a really long time. So I would complain and tell him, if your battery goes dead after sitting for 5 days, that's ridiculous. That should never happen. If you went out and bought the cheapest, crappiest battery that was new that you could find on the market, it wouldn't, it'd still start the car after 5 days. So I would definitely talk to my dealer and demand, or not, be cool about it, because you don't need to go in there mad or anything. Just say, hey, this isn't right. And I have a battery issue on my Saturn. I think I showed you guys a video a couple of days ago that neighbors complained that Saturn's been sitting there for too long, so I have to keep moving it now. People don't have a life if they're going to complain about that, man. I wouldn't even notice if my neighbor's car didn't move. I have a lot of shit going on. I don't have time to worry about my neighbor's cars and if they've moved or not. I really don't care. It's weird. I think they were hoping that it had expired tags and no insurance, but the tags are up to date, and I keep insurance on it even though we don't use it. It's parked on the street, so I have to keep insurance on it. It's really, really cheap, so it doesn't matter. I think it's paid up for like the next year or something anyway. So the rain in San Diego is killing your car videos. Yeah, I know the weather really does have an effect on, it's like there's stuff I want to do, but it's like, well, I can't, I'm not even just like, not like I'm gonna go out and do anything crazy, like big burnouts or fast driving or anything, just regular old stuff. It's like, oh shit, there's ice all over the road and there's mud and the car's filthy. And if I go out in it, the car's dirty. And yeah, I would definitely call the dealership or bring it in and see. They should take care of that for you. Let me see my phone, make sure there's no emergencies with my children. Nope. Looks okay. John Paul, 2009. My Challenger still the original battery for 2009. Oh, the trickle charger. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Just get a cheap trickle charger to hook up there when you're not using the car. But still, after 5 days, you shouldn't have to worry about that. If you're gonna let it sit for weeks or something, yeah. But Autumn Leaf, you sold your Challenger and got the Rebel. I remember you saying that. I can't remember if at the time you said you were doing it or you had already done it or thinking about doing it. There's nothing wrong with the Ram Rebel. That's a very cool vehicle. It's all done deal, huh? You got it. So how you like the Rebel? Obviously you love it, or you wouldn't have done it. So I see quite a few of them on YouTube now. People seem to really like them. They're very, very good looking truck. Cool. I stopped by a dealership on the way home the other day from Omaha, and just pulled in real quick, see if there's anything interesting, any wide bodies or scat packs or Hellcat. There was really no, they didn't have much, and I got out and looked at a couple of things on the lot. But this weird dude approached me and was telling me about Challengers and everything, and he's told me to enjoy mine while I can because they're getting rid of them. I don't know who he was, or he was well dressed, and he was in a black Dakota, or rather Durango, I should say. I'm sorry, Dakota. Where did I get that from? And it had Michigan tags. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if he knows something somewhere. He said that he implied that they will be canceling Challengers soon. I don't know. Maybe he's just full of crap. I hope so. Running cow. Oh, hey, Becky. How's it going? Didn't see you come in there. So you set yours outside for frozen for weeks and no problem with her starting. Yeah, I think some of the batteries are just bad. So, or maybe you got an old one or something. Because you hear it quite a bit with the battery issue, with the dead battery issue. Not a lot, but quite a bit, I would say. They shouldn't give any hard time about that. They should just replace the damn battery. It's not that expensive. It's better than losing a customer or getting a bad reputation or whatever. So. Running cow, the only mod you've done is to your TA392. Is that a WeatherTech floor mats? I should do that. Because since I do drive the thing, pretty much year round, I should get some better floor mats. There's a lot of crap in there right now. I was looking at it yesterday. I was like, oh, it hurts to look at it, but I'll get it cleaned up. But Sean's going to do a lot of drag racing. Going to try to run 11.9, the 6-speed. That'll be cool. Get that on video for sure. Lightweight battery, yeah. We got to get that. Put the car on a diet. They sure weigh a lot. Hello, Becky. Yeah, I know I should get WeatherTech. If I were going to not drive the car year round, I wouldn't worry about it. But when you walk through a parking lot or whatever, and there's no way to not get all that crap all over your feet, and then you take it right in the car. Yeah, Mango 392. I think I'm like 99.9% sure that's why my battery died that day. The damn Uconnect kept trying to update and failing, and I couldn't stop it, and it just kept going and going and going. If I'd have known it was going to kill the battery, I probably would have unhooked the battery. But I just figured, well, I went in the house. I was like, well, it'll do what it's going to do, I guess, And I figured it'd be fine, but it wasn't. Take care, Jean-Paul. I will try to keep up the good work. Thanks for supporting the channel, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, Sean, the Challengers are selling more and more. They're actually picking up steam, and they're past Camaro sales, and they're approaching Mustang sales. So I can't imagine they'd be interested in not making them anymore. It's a really popular car, even though it's looked the same basically for a long time, but people still love it. I still get compliments and approached about it all the time, almost daily. So. Breaking Bad, when Walt blew up the Challenger, I cried a little. I don't know. I've never seen that. They blew up a Challenger? R. Dixon says, don't update the Uconnect. It only gives problems. Yeah. When it started updating, it just did it. And then I couldn't stop it. Then the screen went white while I was driving down a dark highway in the middle of the night, and the screen went completely white. I couldn't turn the screen off. it would let me turn it off. So my daughter had to hold a notebook over the screen. It was ridiculous. Driving around a brand new car, I can't see because the damn bright white light shining in my face on a country highway in the middle of the night. And I got my daughter sitting there with a notebook, holding it over there. I was like, this isn't happening. So it's supposed to be an SRT8, but it's probably a 6. Probably. Let's hope. Like in most of the movies and stuff, the actual car that they crash isn't usually the. Autumn Leaf says he's got it here. Yep, Challenger is an awesome muscle car. Take care, man. If you ever seen the original Vanishing Point at the end when they crashed the Challenger, it's actually a Camaro. I think if you watch that in slow mo or stop it, you can tell it's a Camaro. 14 people. I'm trying to get a lot of video stuff done while I got the house to myself and nobody to, whatever. I got all this time on my hands other than work. So I'm trying to get as much live streaming and making videos and hopefully get quite a bit of stuff out this week. The ideas aren't really flowing to me real strong right now, though. This weird. Sometimes you get this real creative mood and everything comes to you real easy and it's great. And you get all these ideas where things happen, news stories happen, or something happens on YouTube. Other times it's just like, I'm going to put the sticker on my car. And it's just like, there's not a lot. It'll happen though. It always works itself out. Novitaz is listening while playing Ark. Sean Egan's first mod was a Barton shifter. Yeah, they're so cool. That's the problem. I don't know. And like Kim drives the car too, so anything I do to it, we kind of have to agree on. So if it were just up to me, I'd be doing all kinds of crazy shit to it. But like I said, we got to agree on this stuff. So Ardick says rumor has it the 392 will live on, not die. I think so too. I don't think they're gonna. I just don't see it going away. I mean, it will eventually. Everything goes away eventually, but I don't think it's anytime right now or anytime too soon. Maybe if they do something with the 426 eventually where they can actually use it in a regular car, but even then, I don't know. I don't know what they would do. Mango 392 says he's seen on the internet news that Dodge finally confirmed in 2020 that they'll do a wide body Charger. Yeah, they definitely should. Some of the like renderings and stuff that people have done, it would look really good. It would be cool to have that wide body and do the wider tires and everything. And it'd be a good idea. I think they will. They're up to something because they haven't done. I mean, the last big announcements were several months ago and stuff, so they're going to be up to something soon. They're always up. They always got something going on to surprise us. Got 12 people left. How long have I been on for? 29, almost half an hour. Probably go about an hour or so tonight. I have got to get to the gym tonight. I actually have a little bit of energy, so it's just it's unmotivating when it's so damn cold outside. I don't want to get up and go out there. I used to not care though, so I don't really have that as an excuse. I used to go in any kind of weather, any time of night, I didn't miss it. Now it's like, oh, it's cold. I don't feel like going. Running Cow says do 50 push-ups for. Yeah, I should just stay home and do like a couple hundred push-ups and call it good. Then I don't got to go out in the cold. Push-ups are hard, man. Something about lifting weights is easier than push-ups. I don't know. I don't know why. Danette Sunday says, Joey, you're a cool guy. Buy yourself a red eye. I did. Man, I would love to. I would love to. That's the dream. I've been building them on the website, and then also just regular Hellcats too. I maybe be able to do a regular Hellcat before the next not too long. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. Used or new, possibly. Red eye's a little bit out there, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, one of these days I'll be bringing you guys some Hellcat stuff instead of Scat Pack. Not that I don't like the Scat Pack. I love it. It's the greatest car I've ever owned, but. Becky says she saw a video where Mickey Thompson wheels were on display and you were drooling. I'll have to check that out. Mickey Thompson wheels. How cold is it here? When I got home from work, it was like 16. I don't know what it is now. Let me see. Let's see what the temperature is. It wants to give me a weather fact before it will show me. Well, we had a high of 20. Oh, phone's not cooperating with me. Shocking. It is currently, it's not giving me the damn current weather. What the hell? Yeah, it's 15 degrees. Sucks. Sean says unless they come out with a slightly smaller Cuda with a naturally aspirated 426, you're going to keep his Scat Pack shaker. Yeah, it sounds like a plan. I think if they did some kind of Cuda, it's going to be something a little bit smaller and lighter weight to kind of go after the Camaro and Mustang. I mean, that would make sense. It wouldn't make sense to just put out another great big muscle car. So, I mean, I like the great big muscle car. I like the Challenger. That's why the size is part of the reason that I bought it. The comfort, the size, and the traditional muscle carness of it. But yeah, I think if they did a Cuda, it would be, in my mind, the only reason they would do that would be to go directly after Camaro Mustang and in that same, more of a sports car type car, a little bit lighter. And we shall see, though, if it ever happens. 4 above in the Twin Cities. Well, I feel warm. I got 11 degrees on you. I'm gonna I put some shorts on. I have shorts on, so. Yeah, don't complain about the rain. We're all freezing to death out here. I wish it was raining. It was 66 degrees, Becky. Gosh. Last week, -8. Yeah, some of these places lately have been some wide, very swinging temperatures, from 0 to 70. We had a pretty nice weekend. It was gloomy and cloudy and stuff, but it was like 50s, so it wasn't bad. When I got home Saturday night, I think it was 55 degrees. It was gloomy and foggy and weirdness, but the temperature was nice. Everything's been sopping wet, though. We keep getting all this morning fog and just socked in, and everything's just the grass. Everything is just mushy. The roads are wet, and they just stay wet all the time. They finally dried up a little bit, but all weekend and stuff, they were just wet. I went and washed the car a couple times, and you get a block away, and it's all sprayed with crap again. Not wet enough to like wash any of the mud and crap away, but wet enough just to make it nasty. So Danette, are you still here? Did you bought a red eye? Did you get it at MSRP, or did you have to pay any markup on that? or do you don't have to say, of course, if you don't want to. But I know I've seen quite a few at MSRP on videos and stuff where people are looking at them and buying them and things like that. So it looks like they're not going too crazy on those with the markups. Not like the Demon or the Hellcats when they first came out in 2015. I'm just reading through some of the comments here. $11 people. The running cat went to the do-it-yourself car wash and there were 12 minutes left on the timer. That's always nice. Got lucky. Should have been bought a lottery ticket or something after that. Maybe it was your lucky day. Our car washer sucks. I like to try to do it in the driveway, but when it's cold and crappy, it's just easier to take it. But man, it's one of those places where every time I go, I kind of leave angry. And I don't. First of all, it's a giant mud pit, and all these people with their trucks and stuff pull in there, and they knock all the mud off their vehicles, and it's sometimes you don't even want to get near the place. And then when it is halfway cleaned up and you can get your car in there without turning it into a pile of mud, half the time the thing won't work. I think I showed you guys a couple times where I hit the rinse cycle and it won't rinse. It just keeps shooting soap for minutes and minutes and it won't stop. And I got soap all over the damn car and I had to pull out of there and then go through the automatic no-touch one after already putting a bunch of money in the regular one. But since I can't rinse it off because the rinse cycle won't work sometimes, I have to then pull around and pay $11 to go through the no-touch just to get the soap and crap off of it. It's really frustrating. Live in a town with one car wash and it sucks. But Sean says the next mod should be 555 Rs for the back tires. Yeah, and then definitely's got to be tires. Yep. When you can actually take off without spinning the tires. I haven't experienced that. Hooked up a couple times, just pure luck, I guess. I don't know, but all the conditions were just right. But yeah, 95% of the time, it's. Becky washed her car today, waited 30 minutes to get installed, and had to help an old woman in front of her. Car was dirty by the time you get on. That's how it is here. The roads are so damn dirty. We have a bunch of construction going on in our downtown area. They're redoing the sidewalks, and it's really nice. It looks really good now that it's about done, but the entire downtown area is almost like a dirt road now. There's so much dirt all over everything, and then that gets tracked all over the rest of the time. So we live in a small city here. So really, the roads are just filthy, and like I said, with the fog and the roads being just slightly wet, not wet enough to like wash anything away. Just you can't. I pull out of the car wash, get it cleaned up, and I literally put down the road as slow as I can, trying not to sling stuff up, and it's just impossible. Very frustrating. Makes me want to move to a city. Yeah, I could give Becky the Walmart camera for being a nice person, but that thing was a joke. I thought it would work for a couple of days while I waited on the other camera. The audio, as you guys could hear if you watch that video, it's just, even in editing, I cranked it up as hard as I could get it, and still, you wouldn't have been able to hear me. So the wide body still won't hook, huh? Damn. I mean, it's kind of fun. I think that's part of the reason that they give you the 2 small tires and everything, but it is exciting and everything, you know, but you sure can't get a launch. You can't launch the car. So I mean, you can, but it just takes so much more practice and so much more skill than, you know. I think I want to get the car going really fast and turn the camera on and throw it out, and then see if I can find it and download the, you know, get the video off of it, see if it survives. It'd probably fling the memory card out into the God knows where. I'd never find it, but I could like tape it up, try to keep that from falling out. I can think of some kind of weird experiment to do with it. Probably. I don't know if I'd want to wish that camera on anybody, though, because they could be all excited they're getting a camera, and then they'd be like, ugh. James Brandt says, stay superior. Wish you were here. You superior, huh? It has its good points, but it's boring, and I don't know. Running Cat says there's an annoying kid in the neighborhood for sure. There's definitely one of those. Sean Egan, good night, man. Yeah, make sure you come to the next live stream. Appreciate you being here, Sean. Thank you very much. Check out Sean's channel, guys. Yeah, Superior it's a nice town. I mean, there's not really any crime and no serious crime really very much anyway. And most of the people are pretty cool. And it's very inexpensive to live here too. So James Brandt says he's boring too. I'm boring. I get a little more boring every year. Ever consider venturing into food reviews? I see a lot of that. Very popular thing on YouTube for sure. Venture into my cooking channel. Yeah, I like some of the food reviews are actually kind of interesting, watching them compare or just trying different food or comparing one place to another, you know, whatever. It's pretty cool. I like watching stuff. I'll watch some of the weirdest stuff sometimes. I'll start watching YouTube videos, and next thing I know, I'm on some weird video that I have no idea why I'm watching, but I'm still watching it. A while back, I watched a girl do her makeup and to look like Audrey Hepburn back in the day. I don't know if you knew Audrey Hepburn. I really didn't know who she was until I had to go look, but she was a famous person back in the day, very beautiful woman back in the day. And this girl was like, how to do your makeup like Audrey Hepburn. I have no idea how I even got to that video, but I sat there and watched the whole thing. It was kind of amazing because I don't know anything about women's makeup, but it was like, she looked about like me to start with. And then at the end, it was like, whoa. So pretty impressive, I have to say. It's very definitely an art to that. She didn't really look as bad as me, but have you seen there's a lot of the thing now I've been watching a lot of, it seems to be getting more and more popular, are people like listening for the first time to music that they've never listened to before, like people who are into hip hop and they're listening to metal, and then they kind of talk about what they think about the song and all that stuff, and vice versa. Like someone who's totally into one kind of music and they don't really listen to anything else, and then it just it's fun to watch. It's kind of cool to watch. And then some of them, as you watch them over time, you'll see like a hip hop guy or a couple or whatever, and they slowly start becoming fans of metal because they're reviewing it all the time and they're listening, and they start to kind of like it, and then they start talking about other songs, and I like this, but it's not as good as that other one, and it's kind of interesting. It's pretty cool, and those channels are really, really popular, and they're really making. I think those guys are making some pretty good money doing that. So, some interesting things out there. It's amazing the things people come up with. Yeah, low carb breakfast, low carb dinner. I did low carb dinner tonight. Wasn't super low carb, but I basically made a low carb chili with no beans in it, and it was pretty good. I got some left in the fridge. There are some leftovers. I'm bachelor this week, so kind of making like big things of food and so eating them for a couple days at a time. Yeah, Becky, the TV shows are playing a lot of the old music and kind of opening up kids and to that music. A lot of TV shows have been doing that for a while. And then what was the video games kids used to play back like 10 years ago or whatever? Guitar Hero, and was it Rock Band and all those? And that kind of got a lot of kids back then into some of the older music because that's where they first experienced it, was in video games. A lot of video games are that way too. Like a lot of the popular video games, a lot of the music in the background and stuff isn't new, but the kids are catching on to it. Like, oh, I know that, I know my son would be that way. We'd be driving around and have some of my music and go, oh, I know this song. It's in some video game that he plays, Pretty cool. I'm a big metal guy. I've always been a big heavy metal guy, speed metal, death metal, traditional heavy metal, all that stuff. So you see that show up a lot in video games and on TV shows and in movies and on the soundtracks, some of the old stuff. And it's pretty cool. And you see a lot of the young, like Hollywood stars lately wearing like Iron Maiden t-shirts and things like that. I don't know if they have any idea who the band even is. I think they just like the shirt, but whatever. If the band's making money off it, that's good. So Iron Maiden's the best. I saw them at Red Rocks on the Power Slave tour way back in the day. What a great show that was. Running Cow watches the music reaction channels. Yeah, Lost in Vegas, that's a good one. Yeah, the first one I started was that Weeboo or whatever reacts. That's where I first discovered the whole thing, and then I started watching some of the other ones. Yeah, some of the ones that they claim they never heard is kind of weird, like Bohemian Rhapsody or Stairway to Heaven or something. Like they've never heard that. How could you not have heard that just accidentally? I mean, Slayer, MOD, SOD, Pantera, yep, all back in the day. Exodus and Megadeth. Still love Megadeth. Old Metallica. My favorite band of all time, probably Death. I love Death. Great. They were so awesome. Chuck was awesome. Got a lot of great bands back in the day. They're still great bands today, but Voivod is big. They never got really popular. They're kind of weird, but really a band that I really like. Creator, Destruction, my band, Lee's Majesty, back in the day. Nobody has any idea who that is, but we did have a record out. Going to see Night Ranger, cool. Are the original guys in there? I don't know who. Some of those bands now is like one guy from the old band and some other guys. I don't know who's in these bands anymore. It's too bad that some of these old bands, a lot of them I'm not into. Like, they're not my kind of thing. They're a little bit too pop metal or hair metal. But a lot of those bands from back in the 80s, like Rat and some of those guys, they can't get along well enough to bring the band back. They got like different versions of the band depending on, you think that they could just suck it up, bury their pride a little bit and bury the hatchet between the people and come back and make a bunch of money and do some shows and make the fans happy and make a bunch of money. But they just can't do it. They've always got to argue, and someone's not happy and someone's not getting enough money, or I don't know. All those guys are getting older. They have to take advantage of the situation where they can still do something with it. Got your 14-year-old daughter loving Pink Floyd, even wearing the old shirts. Cool. Pink Floyd's great. A lot of good times listening to that and going to the midnight movies and watching The Wall. It was just one new guy in Night Ranger. The rest of them are, that's cool. So many of those bands are like one guy, like the drummer is still in the band, so they're still calling it whatever, but nobody else is the same. I see some of the young guys now that I know, like from work and other places, and man, some of the music they listen to is like, you like that? Really? I mean, not. It's just some of it's just mainstream vanilla pop stuff, and it kind of freaks me out because we would have never. I mean, that just wouldn't have happened back in my day. It was like, we would have probably thought there was something wrong with you if you listen to that kind of crap. Whatever, to each his own, but. The things go in cycles, though. Metal's never really gone away. Nothing ever really goes all the way away, and then it comes back and fades and comes back. Rock in general isn't real popular. Hasn't been for a while now. But we're about 52 minutes, 53 minutes in. We'll do a few more minutes. Probably go about an hour. Good night, Shyster. Stay warm up in Michigan. State that I was born in. I got to get back up to Michigan one of these days. I'd like to check out that Woodward cruise in Detroit. I think it's in the summer, I'm assuming, next summer. Was it August or something? I can't remember when they do that now. I remember watching, I think it was Family Cruising was up there, I believe, last year. I've almost, I made a pretty good dent in my Diet Pepsi. I may have to get off here sooner than since I drank so much liquid. Really appreciate everybody being here, coming in, hanging out. You guys rock. We're about 5 minutes or so left. I found out last time I did like a really long live stream. I didn't realize that I guess if you go over 2 hours, it starts to overlap and stuff because when you start that video, it starts like 15 minutes in. I went like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. It starts like 15 minutes into the video. So I guess you can't go over 2 hours or something. I'm not sure. What's up, Stang Man? I will go subscribe to some more channels for sure, Mopar channels and other channels. I always do. And I know everybody talks about Breaking Bad. I'm going to have to take a look at it. Good night, Running Cow. We're kind of winding this thing down here. Every time I go to wind it down, then a bunch of people come in all of a sudden, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up? There's so many shows that I'd like to check out, but it's like I just between working and doing this YouTube thing and the car and the girlfriend and the kids, and I don't have a ton of time to sit around and watch TV in the gym and everything else, which I've been slacking on, as you could probably see. I've been slacking so bad. I'm ashamed of myself. We'll get it back, though. Considering building a little bit of a home gym rather than going to the gym, even though I get a free gym membership. But part of my problem is wanting to get up and go back out to do it, especially in the winter time. It's just, man, I could just go downstairs or go into another part of the house and do it. It would be a hell of a lot easier than getting dressed, going to the car, getting the car out, going to the gym, coming back, putting the car away, coming back in. Yeah, it's freezing ass cold outside. I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it anyways, but I know that's when it's cold out. Once I get home from work, it's like, okay, I just want to come in and hibernate, watch some videos, maybe make some video or do a live stream or watch some Netflix or whatever, take care of doing laundry or whatever else I need to do. The thought of getting dressed and going back out is like, yeah, I moved to Texas. I would love to move to Texas. If I could get all my kids down there and everything else, I would do it. But part of the reason, that I'm here is because of kids and not going to just take off on them. So, yeah, I'd love to. Texas is nice, better weather, nicer, better laws, better taxes, better everything. So, although I think people in Texas probably, I know when I lived in Colorado, we were always like, don't anybody else move here. And I think that's how Texas people are too. Like, no, stop moving here. So, you're in Austin, cool. Austin's a cool town. A little bit politically weird there, maybe, but a really nice town, though. At least it looks like. I've actually been there just from what I've seen. College town and all that. Big music scene there. I'm just gonna drive south until I see something that looks good and the weather feels good. I'm just gonna set up shop there and say, this is where I live now. It's tempting. If I were like totally single and didn't have kids, that's probably what I would do. Just get in the car or load up what I needed and my cameras and my computer and my clothes and roll south until it looked good. It would be kind of a fun way to live. About 58 minutes in now. We're going to go about an hour, so we're going to wind this up here. I will try to mix. Someone give me a quick idea for a video. Hurry, come on, quick. I lived in Colorado Springs, which is about 60 miles south of Denver. I grew up there, lived there for 30 years. Spent quite a bit of time in Denver. My sister lives in Denver. So yeah, I grew up in Colorado Springs. So yeah, Colorado's I still consider it my home. Even though I wasn't born there and I don't live there now, I still call Colorado Springs my hometown. Yeah, a road trip to Florida would make a great video. I could do that. There's a guy, what's his name? Adam something. He just travels around on highways and does crazy, stupid, touristy stuff. And he has a YouTube channel and great videos. And he's always just doing some techie roadside attractions and Disneyland and you name it, any kind of touristy thing. He shows it and does it, and historical stuff. It's a great channel. You can just sit there and watch it all day. I think it's Adam the Woo, I think is his name. Yeah, Denver's pricey. I know. Colorado Springs starting to get pricey too. So cheap weed in Denver, yeah. Colorado's gotten pretty pricey. before I moved, we were paying about, oh God, more than twice as what the house payment was when I moved here for a rent on a duplex that we lived in not a very good neighborhood. So yeah, it was definitely getting pricey then, and I'm sure it's a lot worse now. So James Wade, hey, look, it's a real life troublemaker. Yeah, no income tax in Texas. That's nice. There's a few states. Was it Texas, Nevada, I think, Florida, I think too. I can't remember. There's a few. We have quite a bit of. They tax us quite a bit here, property taxes, and you got to pay property tax on your car every year until it's like 11 years old. There's always fees and fine. There's all kinds of. In this state's not that bad compared to some. Oh, just think about my neighbors. Yeah, well, it's flared back up again, but I've been flipped the bird like 3 times over the weekend. I'm not sure why. I think something might have happened, and they think that it had something to do with me, but I didn't. I haven't done anything to them, so they seem obsessed with me. So whatever. It kind of makes me feel important. I'm definitely in their head because they obviously spend a lot of time worrying about us over here. It's kind of strange. They must not have a lot going on. Well, I think. What's up, Rob Danner? Shout out from North Carolina. Cool, North Carolina. I bet the weather's decent there compared to here. I'm looking for places to move with good weather. James Wade, I was in the Navy from 86 to 91, so being a smartass is normal. Yeah. When it's very cold, use a heated dipstick. No. 70 there? That's nice. That's really nice. I'm on my way. Let me get my GPS set here. I'm on my way to North Carolina. I know there's a lot of nice stuff that I've seen a lot about that state. A lot of beautiful areas. 72 in Austin. Now you guys are making me so jealous. I think it's 15 last time when I looked a little while ago. It was 15, and it was windy today too. For most of the day, it died down a little bit, but so we were looking at like 18 to 20 degrees high today with wind. So you can imagine what that feels like. About 20-mile-an-hour winds and 18, 20 degrees. I don't know what that comes to on the wind chill, but it sucks. So just walking from the car into work, it was like, you get in there, it's just like everything hurts and your face hurts. And I left my gloves at home today. I had them in the other car. I left them in the other car, didn't bring them to work. So every time I went outside, my hands froze and it sucked. But Charlotte area, 3 hours to the mountains and 3 hours. That's perfect. I love mountains. I grew up in Colorado. The mountains are my thing, and I love the beach too. So you got it. Lucky, man. That's the place to be, somewhere where you can go to the beach in the mountains. It sounds like heaven. Yeah. A lot of people have different ways to keep everything warm overnight while they're, yeah. Becky says the cold weather is going to hit her and stop setting it that way. Okay. We escaped that little polar vortex thing that came down. We were out on the outer edges of it. So it didn't get super cold here, but because up somewhere like up in Wisconsin, Minnesota, and upper Iowa and all that, it got like miserable below zero temperatures. We were just like 10 to 20-ish, like kind of like we were today. it didn't get super miserable, so we kind of escaped it. So I feel a little bit grateful for that. We didn't get totally smacked by that thing that looked like we might, but it stayed north a little bit. We didn't get any precipitation out of it other than the weird fog. I've got to go back to Omaha this coming Saturday to pick her up from the airport, and I think it's supposed to be really cold Saturday here, so I'm just hoping there's not any snow or ice or anything. It's a 200-mile drive to the airport and a 200-mile drive home. I live in the middle of nowhere, if you guys haven't figured it out. 200 miles to go to the airport, 200 miles home. So, I'm hoping for decent weather. It ends up being 6 hours on the road or more, depending if you stop, and we usually end up stopping. So, I no longer have a truck. I sold my truck. We have a 2018 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack. We have a Toyota Prius, of all things, and a Saturn SC2, which is kind of the beater car that we're supposed to be driving in the bad weather instead of the Challenger, but it's currently it runs and it moves. I have to move it now, as the city told me. But so we drive it to move it, but it needs. I got to do a couple things to where it can actually become a normal car again. Heard a service shifter message in the Scat Pack. Told it to service shifter locked up and it won't start. Wow. Haven't heard of that. Our best car in the snow is probably that Prius, but the Challenger is actually not bad in the snow. People think it's terrible, but it's not. I grew up driving rear-wheel drive cars in Colorado in the snow. That's where I learned to drive, and so to me, it doesn't matter. You just got to be smart and slow down a little bit. You can't drive the Challenger like you would on nice days. You have to just treat it with very lightly, but there's no problem. I mean, if there was a foot of snow, I probably wouldn't take it out. But if there's 4 or 5, 6 inches or something, I don't worry about it. People have gotten soft. Like, oh, how can I possibly drive this thing in the snow? I just do it. Our grandparents did it. Our parents did it. Our great-grandparents did it. They had horrible tires, and they managed to survive the winters. They didn't have 4x4s and SUVs and front-wheel drive, and they didn't have any of that stuff. So if they can do it, we can do it. Do you see a few Mustangs driving in the snow? Camaros. I'm the only one that's really crazy. I think most people still leave them at home, but I've made a few videos on my channel about driving in the snow. So we kind of got caught in a snowstorm in it once down in Kansas last year. And we went down to Marysville, Kansas for the weekend and stayed down there. And we knew there was a possibility of snow, but they said there was like a 10% chance of snow. And if it snowed, it'd be like a half an inch. Well, it snowed, and then we got like 4 or 5 inches, and the roads were horrible, and we're 100 miles from home. So I had to drive the Scat back home in that. And I made a video on the road and everything. But it wasn't bad. We had to drive slow and stuff, but it wasn't a little bit tense, but it wasn't the end of the world. Several Mustangs in the snow, usually sideways. You just got to get a feel for the car. You just can't, you got to be light on the accelerator and plan ahead everything you do in the snow. That's all there is to it. You got to be looking way down the road. If you got to stop, okay, I got to stop at that stop sign or that light. I got to start planning out how I'm going to do that. And you just stay off the accelerator and try to keep enough momentum if you got to go uphill without losing it and without getting too much momentum to worry. And it's just a balancing act, but it's not that hard. I don't know. I think it just comes natural to me. Like I said, that's how I learned how to drive. So thank you, James Wade. Have a good night. I'm at work on a military test aircraft. Got to go. Hey, thanks a lot, James Wade. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the $5, man. Really, really awesome. Thank you so much. You guys are so generous. Thank you. You guys rock. Thank you, James Wade. Military test aircraft. That sounds interesting. Now, that is a job. ET Racing. There is a, all right, cool. Check that channel out. When we were, and I know everybody does this nowadays too, but we'd get in the rear wheel drive cars and go find parking lots and do donuts and purposely lose control of the car, because that teaches you a lot too. If you do that, if you do it in a safe way where you're not going to hurt anybody, it teaches you what the car is going to do and how to get it back straight again, and how much brake you can give it and how much accelerator. That's all, that's all part of that. You don't want the first time, like if you're a kid, if you have a kid or you're a kid or whatever, and you're learning how to drive, you don't want the first time that you ever lose control of a car to be out on the highway or something. You want to intentionally lose control of the car in a parking lot or somewhere safe, so you kind of know what it feels like and know how to get it back to where it needs to be. You don't want that first time to be on a busy street or a highway or something, then there's total panic and you don't know what to do. Once you do it a few times, you don't have to think about it. It just becomes natural. So I think everybody, all these driving schools and all that stuff, they should have to lose control of the car. I think that should be part of the process of learning how to drive. ET Racing, says Sean, and he started the chat. They have a 392 Scat Pack. So check out ET Racing. We're running a little long because people came in and started talking. So I hate to leave when someone just came in and started talking. So yeah, everybody, like I always say, if you have a channel and you're on here, feel free to talk about it and promote yourself over here in the chat. I have no problem with that. As well as in my regular videos, if you want to go down below in the comments and promote your channel, tell people about it, feel free to do that too. Sometimes when you do that, YouTube will put it in a little thing that says possible spam, so I got to check that once in a while and okay those comments, because sometimes it'll catch them for some reason. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. I don't mind them being on there, so I always go ahead and put them on. But feel free to promote yourself, whether it's a YouTube channel or anything else for that matter, business or whatever it is you might have going on, or some other social media. This is all one big happy family. We can all help each other out. So I think I am going to head out of here now. We're pushing about an hour and 15 minutes. Planned on doing an hour, so we're a little extra. That's cool. Steve Fitzpatrick, now you come in. How's it going? We're getting ready to wrap this up, Steve. I got to get to the gym and work on my pathetic body. I've lost all my gains. See you later, Stang Man. See you later, everybody. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks, James and everybody. And just you guys rock. And I will be doing another live stream. I think I'll try to do another one this week, and then we'll do another one Sunday. I skipped this last Sunday because of the Super Bowl. I figured probably not the best time. So thank you, Becky. Have a great evening as well. Everybody have a great evening. And I'll do some more live streams and get out a couple more videos this week too. And I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. Everybody be good. Everybody take care. Stay warm if you're in the cold areas like me. And if you're in the warm areas, I'm jealous. I'm coming to move next door to you. See you guys.